I'm coming to you live from location in Israel. Um, there's been a lot happening this week, especially to our brothers and sisters who happen to be Druze here in Israel and their relatives across the border in Syria. Those who are in Syria have been attacked by ISIS terrorists who call themselves HTS, which is the terrorists led by the guy that used to be known as Al Julani. Now he goes by Al Shara and he pretends to be a president. He's not a president, he was never elected president of Syria. And he's the same terrorist that somehow a couple of months ago managed to fool Donald Trump into thinking he's a moderate and managed to fool President Macron to think he's a moderate and managed to convince Donald Trump to lift sanctions against Syria, despite the fact that he's an unabashed Muslim terrorist extremist. He's ISIS. Don't forget, he was in Al Qaeda in Iraq, and he was in the Islamic State in Syria, ISIS, and then he broke from that group to create HTS in order to gain PR value out of it and to buddy up with the leader of Turkey, President Erdogan, who is, yes, Turkey is a member of NATO, but not exactly doing what they ought to be doing in many cases, including this. And yes, when they overthrew Syria's previous dictator, the extremely violent and disgusting Bashar Assad, yeah, it was great for many people in Syria to not have that murderous dictator in charge of them anymore. However, the new brutal dictator are not exactly better, and I warned you on the day that it happened. I said, let's not celebrate too early. Because, yeah, sure, you got rid of one dictator, but if you replace him with another, not exactly great. And if you replace right or a mostly secular Alawite dictator with an Islamist extremist dictator, the only difference is the crazy nutbag ideologies they have. Excuse me. Bit of a coffee cough. Having had some very strong black coffee. Something we enjoy in this part of the world. Anyway, a few of the grinds appear to have gotten down my throat. What grinds my gears? The coffee grinds that poured down my throat. Anyway, since the past several days, Jews have been under an attempted genocide and ethnic cleansing by these ISIS terrorist scumbags. And no one who's normally out there saying, oh, the Israelis are committing genocide against the Palestinians or committing ethnic cleansing against the, without any evidence. Literally, we have audio and video of the terrorists in Syria saying they want to kill as many Druze as they possibly can. No one in college campuses across the US or in the streets of London, Paris, or New York, or anywhere, no one is protesting to demand justice for the Druze who are literally suffering a genocide and ethnic cleansing attempt right now in the city of Sueda. Yeah, good morning. Who is standing up for them right now? They're standing up for themselves. Israeli Druze are standing up for them, and Israel at large is standing up for them, including the IDF. Literally no one else is going to their defense. And by the way, those terrorist scumbags are also attacking Christians and Alawites. And this is also not the first time they've done it since they've taken power. And the last time they attacked the Druze, Israel was also there, went there to defend them. And this time as well. Because the Druze, even the ones in Syria, the Druze are our brothers and sisters. Even if they don't know us, even some of them, many of them don't actually know us because they've been fed lies about us for decades. But they hear about us from their relatives in Israel, who increasingly have been in contact with them. Yes, they used to be in contact. Traditionally, they would shout from mountaintop to mountaintop to hear each other. But now they have better ways of communicating because Israel has taken over some villages literally right on the border inside of Syria, Druze villages. And that is the place where the Druze are right now the safest, and they know it. And the Druze who are in Soweto are much further away. And they know that the Druze who are in the villages right next to the Israeli border are essentially safe because they're under IDF protection. Because the Israelis, Druze are part and parcel of the Israeli population. They are an amazing people. They're our brothers and sisters. They're our blood brothers and sisters. We go, this Israel is the first country that the Druze have ever lived in where they've had equal rights. Until Israel was reestablished as a state in 1948, every country where the Druze had ever lived, they had not been granted equal rights as other citizens. In Israel, they have always had equal rights. And for that reason, they are fiercely loyal, as they are to every country that they live in. By the way, they're fiercely loyal to Syria, those who live in Syria, where they were under Assad. And they're fiercely loyal in Lebanon to the Lebanese government, even when the government is against them. They're patriots. But the ones in Israel are not just fiercely loyal, they also make up the population that sends the most men to combat units, and women, by the way, as well, join combat units. There are female Druze pilots in the Israeli Air Force, combat pilots. There are male and female Druze commanders, tank commanders, generals, colonels, officers at literally every level. Special forces members, you name it. They are some of the bravest, fiercest, and also peaceful members of our society. And you can say whatever you want and try to slur their religion or their beliefs all you want. Anyone can do that about any religion. The Druze are good people. And as the King of Denmark once said, when the Nazis were hunting Jews in Denmark and targeting Jews in Denmark, the King of Denmark famously put on a Star of David, which the entire population practically then did as well. And the King of Denmark said in that moment, when the Jews in Denmark are under attack, we are all under attack. We're all Jews, he said. And that gave a lot of strength morally to the Jews and to the Danes for helping the Jews to survive the onslaught of the Nazis during the Holocaust, during the genocide that the Nazis rained down upon the Jewish people and other people during that period of time. And just like the King of Denmark said to the world, we are all Jews, I say to the world, we are all Druze. Some lovely flowers here. when the Druze are under attack in Israel or in Syria, we are all under attack. Today, we are all Druze. It's time to save the Druze. It's time to stand with the Druze. It's time to show them somebody cares. If you want to see a real genocide, stop. If you want to see a real ethnic cleansing, stop. Spread this message. Tell people. Hardly anybody in the world even knows that the Druze are a people. They hardly know they exist, if they know at all. There's only about 1.5 million Druze in the world. Most of them live right here in Israel and Syria and Lebanon. The majority, the biggest population center of them is in Syria. And that's why Sueda is such an important place, because so many of them live there. If that town were to be ethnically cleansed of the Druze, it would have a massive impact on their population. It would be a real ethnic cleansing, a real genocide. Talking, over 100,000 or hundreds of thousands possibly of dead people at the hands of ISIS terrorist butchers. So, stand with the Druze. Just as you stand with Israel, and for that I thank you if you do. Stand with the Druze. Save the Druze. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.